How can you get a beautiful chunk of coral moss for your fish tank just like this one? Well, it will take some time, but with my method you can turn this small portion into a healthy and chunky one that will make your aquascape shine. Riccardia chamedryfolia or mini pellia, it's my favorite moss. Actually, a liverwort. Here is everything that we need to propagate our own coral moss. Need a clump of riccardia. It doesn't have to be much. According to Tropica, it's an advanced plant. So it's quite expensive and hard to propagate the classic way, just by adding it to your hardscape in your fish tank. So this method will really be useful. We need a stainless steel mesh, just like this one. This is 8 by 8 centimeters. You can find them very cheap on AliExpress. All of these were under $10. And you can even find bigger ones, just like so. 15 by 20 centimeters. And then you either need some fishing line or cyanoacrylate. Any kind of super glue will do it. Let's get going, let's start and propagate it on your cutting board with a sharp knife like this, or this one maybe. You want to cut as thin of a riccardia layer as possible. More slices. This one is a bit thicker. I will add some super glue on it. You want to slice it as thin as possible, 1 or 2 millimeters. Like I did with this bunch. This is the proper thickness, very thin. You don't need much tissue to start with. If you have good conditions, it will grow fast. The initial portion was grown on the mesh as well, actually, the same way. And now just add it to our mesh wire. For that we need a blob of glue, as few as possible, don't overdo it, and apply some pressure. The same way I add my favorite cyanoacrylate, super glue. This one, it's almost like a gel and it comes in big quantity. It's totally fish safe after it dries out. Again we apply some pressure. This one is too big. I will use these crumbs. You can glue coral moss on your hardscape pieces the same way, but in my experience on the mesh will grow much faster and will be easier to reuse it afterwards. Looking decent, cure it with a fishing line. First, make a simple overhand knot and then wrap it around as many times as possible, in all the directions. A small portion just like this one, if you go ahead and buy from the nursery, cost at least $10 or even more. Carefully tie it down, wrap it around as many times as possible. I will go sideways as well. You want to use it, you just cut the line here and you can easily detach it. Using line, it's time consuming, but it's more gentle compared to the super glue. Don't let it grow too thick. This one was too big and too old, unfortunately. And let's get both of them into our fish tank. Just like so. Here is all what's left of that big bunch. You see, if you let it too much in your aquarium, it will die. The middle part will die, will rot in the middle. So I advise you to either trim it or split it as soon as it's possible. Luckily for me, I can save some of it. Like I said, this is a very difficult moss, so it requires CO2 addition, direct lighting, good water flow and a clean water as well, just like Bucephalandra. It's a slow growing moss, so it's more prone to algae. Right now it doesn't look like much, but I promise you this method is totally worth it. In less than a minute I will show you the results, but there still are two important things for you to know when growing coral moss. Like any mosses, you can place it anywhere, and it's perfect to make some trees. Just like other mosses, in time gets very dirty. It acts just like a sponge. And you either need to take it out and rinse it, or you can clean it in your tank by shaking it and then do a quick water change. And now the most anticipated part. Here are the results. This is how much it grew in a couple of months. It's chunky and look quite nice. We started with a small portion just like this one. This actually has a couple of weeks as well, so we start with even less than this. This one already has a lot of new growth, but in a couple of months will look just like this one. This stainless steel method can work on regular mosses as well, like Christmas or Flame or Java, but for those I have another video with a much faster method to propagate them.